all the years that I've wasted trying to find it, all that I go through for my peace of mind. Let it all go out the window, no smoke in my eyes, I can hear the wind chiming. It's always been you in the back of my mind. Early blue morning, when everything's cold, I see you running, all covered in gold.
Fixing this fence is something that is long overdue. There's just been a few parts in our fence where when we built it, kind of like here, there's a really big slope and kind of like a real shallow ditch kind of area, and so the fence just is riding a little bit higher off the ground. Well, that has given access for, like, especially the baby pigs, the baby goat when she was going or trying to get out when she was a little bit smaller, and then our dogs, they have been getting out in those areas, making it extremely frustrating for us. And so honestly, fixing these little areas is long overdue. I'm not really doing anything too crazy. I'm just trying to fix this. I think just kind of setting up this little extra hard cloth panel just zip tied to this is going to do the trick. If it doesn't, I'll come back out here and think of something else, but this was the easiest, cheapest solution. Like I said, I just put in these small little T-posts, got some hard cloth, and I'm just zip tying it to the fence, seeing if that will fix this. The pigs getting out has been a really big pain for us. I mean, they're getting into everything. Even today I caught them in the chicken little coop, eating all the chicken food, messing up our watering system in there. They can push under our fence no matter how tight it is. They can get out if they want to, but I'm just trying to block the most obvious spots. I think that is probably pretty good. I mean, if they push their way under there, there's really nothing I can do. I may put like a small board right there on the inside just to keep them from pushing through, but that'll hold them a lot more than it was. Honestly, I could probably use another T-post just right here, but I'll see if this fixes the problem for now. So here's that little area patched up. You can kind of see the bottom of the fence and then the ground. There was just about a 5 or 6 inch gap right there. So hopefully this hard cloth will fix that. I did also fix right here. This is where the pigs were really getting out. Again, you can kind of see the bottom of the fence to the ground there. They love to get through here, and so I just patched that one up also. There's a tiny hole right here. I don't think that they're gonna get out. It looks bigger on camera than it actually is. It's a pretty small hole. And there are just a few areas like this that I don't think I need to patch it up. It's just I need something to kind of like pull it down just a little bit. I'm looking for like a big stake. I have these out here, and this is kind of what I'm talking about, but this is for my garden bed. I'm about to go kind of stake down the plastic. That way the plastic will stop blowing around. So really that's kind of what I need. It's like a little stake like that that will pull it down. I just don't think that this is as heavy duty as I need, but I do need to get some of that. I don't think I need to patch this all the way up, just to kind of pull it down and secure it to the ground a little bit better. And these spots that are kind of coming up, really on this side, this kind of front short side of our fence, there's a lot of areas like that where the dogs have tried to scrape under. It was really hard to get this front piece tightened really good. So I just need some little stakes to help with that.
I let it all go out the window. No smoke in my eyes. I can hear the wind chiming. It's always been you in the back of my mind. When there are others, I do the routine. I dance all lonely. I try to be seen. Then there's a feeling, you know what I mean. I let it all go out the window. No smoke in my eyes. I can hear the wind chiming. It's always been you in the back of my mind. I let it all go out the window. No smoke in my.
So I didn't quite have enough for the entire garden beds, but I did get enough for kind of the more important things, and then I'll just order some more of those stakes and finish staking down these rows once they come in. Like I said, it's really not that big of a deal. The wind's just kind of been blowing them around, and the flowers that I do have planted, like especially these sweet peas that I have along this line, the tarp was just kind of blowing on them, and I was afraid it was gonna start messing up the flowers, kind of making them die, and so wanted just to get that out of the way of the really important parts. But I did get this entire bed, or this row, staked down. This row right here, I only got this top half, which that's most of where the flowers are planted, so that's great. And then over on this big square bed, I only had enough for these two outer rows, which those are the only ones that have anything planted in them anyways. So like I said, I'll worry about this part once I get more stakes in, but there's nothing planted there, so it's really fine. But I did want to show y'all, so these are cool weather flowers, and I just sowed them in the fall, but they weren't supposed to bloom until the spring. But I guess we've had good enough temperatures that I've got quite a few blooms on here. So these will all kind of die back in the winter and then should really come up and be some really beautiful flowers in the spring. But I got those, which was a pleasant surprise. A few more little blooms here. But then I also noticed over on my sweet peas, see, they're kind of dying back from that tarp. I actually have a sweet pea bloom also. So again, these should be really nice come this spring. The sweet peas will need a trellis. That's why they're all kind of jumbled up here, because they are a vining plant. But I have not put up a trellis yet, since they really won't come into bloom until spring. But lastly, over here with my flowers, which are still blooming like crazy. It's mid-November and I've got some really good blooms. But I just noticed this today. It really can't be more than just a few days old, but these are some dahlias. I planted these dahlias back in April. Again, it's mid-November. I'm just now getting blooms from them, but they are really beautiful. And then I've got some more unopened blooms over there. But really pleased with how all my flowers are turning out. I can't wait for this whole thing to be flowers, this whole thing to be flowers, and then also I'm gonna do another bed come this spring up here. So there will be just flowers everywhere. And last thing I want to do over here is just get this loofah. I've got this one that is completely dried out on the vine. If you can kind of see it there. I've got plenty of other loofahs, but they're not quite ready yet. Like you can kind of see this one's starting to turn a little bit lighter, but some of these are still pretty green. So I just took off all the skin from the loofah. I've got a few seeds in there, but I'm going to go ahead and just trim off the very ends. I've got, yeah, just a few seeds in there, and then I think they just cut. Alright, so I just cut it, kind of made it into a flat sponge. I still have a little bit of cleaning and seeds and stuff inside, but here is the loofah sponge, just the inside, but it is just a sponge. So I think a lot of times people will just like fold them. I need to wash it, but like fold it and put some twine around the edges. But that is my very first sponge I've grown on the farm. So last thing I really need to do is just work on one of our goats here. She keeps getting abscesses on, that's not a snack, this one right here, this black one. She keeps getting like these abscesses on her neck filled with pus, and I just kind of have to come out here and take care of it. Let me see. So honestly, I was fully prepared to kind of have to get everything out. I know last time, and you can kind of see on this side a little kind of bare spot on her shoulder. That is where kind of an abscess was last time. I did have to kind of like, it was like a big ball pretty much on her shoulder. It burst open. I know this is kind of gross, but it burst open, so I did have to, like, you know, make sure everything's cleaned out and dress it real good and protect it. And then I noticed the other day that she had one kind of growing up on her neck, but this one wasn't bust open. It was just kind of like a solid knot on her. But yesterday I saw that it had burst open, but it was pretty late in the evening. I didn't have time, honestly, to kind of come out here. So I knew I'd take care of it today. But it looks really, really good. Like I said, I had my scalpel and all the stuff that I thought I was going to need on it, but I really don't think it needs anything. Like, it looks like it's healing on its own pretty good. But what I am going to go ahead and do is just spray this blue coat on her neck. It's germicide, fungicide, just to kind of make sure it's healing pretty good. And here comes our male goat wanting to bother her and take a look at what's going on. Let's see. Alright, so that should be good. And then I've also got this Alu shield. I don't know if that's how you say it. It's just a farm aerosol bandage I'm going to use just to kind of be a band-aid over her neck. But honestly, I think that's pretty good. I'm not a vet. I don't know any animal medical stuff. I'm just learning as I go.